Some names are not just spoken, they are felt in silence, in emotions, and in memories that last a lifetime. Lionel Messi is one of those rare names that go beyond football. He represents hope, discipline, and a quiet kind of greatness that doesn't demand attention, but earns it. When Messi arrived in India, it was not simply the arrival of a global sports star. It was the arrival of a story that millions had followed for years, finally becoming real in front of their eyes. From the very first moment, the atmosphere changed. Airports, streets, and stadium surroundings filled with excitement. Fans stood for hours just to catch a single glimpse. Some held flags, some wore jerseys, and some carried nothing but the leaf. India didn't welcome Messi as a visitor. India welcomed him as someone who already lived in their hearts long before. Messi has never been a player who relied on loud celebrations or dramatic words. His strength has always been his simplicity, his calm walk, his focused eyes, and his ability to let his football do the talking made him different from the rest. In a world that often celebrates noise, Messi became a symbol of silent excellence, and that silence spoke to people across cultures and languages. Then came a moment that shocked and inspired fans around the world. India chose to honor Lionel Messi in a way that few athletes ever experience outside their own countries. A statue was built in his honor, not as decoration, not as publicity, but as respect. A statue is not created for someone who performs well for a few years. It is created for someone whose impact lasts beyond time. As people gathered around the statue, touching it, photographing it, and standing beside it with pride, the meaning became clear. This statue represented gratitude. Gratitude for consistency, gratitude for humility, gratitude for a man who carried expectations for nearly 2 decades without allowing success to change his character. It was proof that true greatness is recognized far beyond borders, languages, and nations. Messi's story is not just about goals or trophies. It is about patience through heartbreak, belief through failure, and persistence through pressure. From early struggles to historic victories, he showed the world that success is not a straight line. It is built slowly, with discipline and faith. That is why Messi belongs not only to Argentina, but to everyone who understands the value of hard work. For this generation, football has one defining name. While many stars rise and fall, Messi remained constant. Season after season, year after year, he delivered excellence without excuses. His presence alone changed the atmosphere of the game. His legacy was not built overnight, and that is what made it powerful. Then another unforgettable moment unfolded, one that connected 2 massive worlds. When Lionel Messi met Shah Rukh Khan, it was more than a casual meeting. It was a symbolic moment. The king of football met the king of cinema. 2 individuals from completely different fields, yet united by the same understanding of pressure, fame, and responsibility. One ruled football stadiums, the other ruled hearts through stories and emotions. One expressed himself through goals, the other through words and expressions. Yet in that meeting there was no competition, only mutual respect. 2 men who understood what it takes to stay relevant, humble, and respected for decades. That single moment went viral, not because it was flashy, but because it felt real. Fans around the world called it a meeting of kings, and rightly so. It reminded everyone that true legends don't need to prove themselves. Their presence alone tells their story. For millions watching, Messi's visit became deeply emotional. Parents shared stories with their children. Young fans saw proof that dreams can cross borders. Children wearing Messi jerseys didn't just see a footballer. They saw a future shaped by discipline and belief. India honored Messi not just because he is famous, but because he represents values that people admire: consistency, humility, dedication. For nearly 20 years, he carried expectations without complaint and delivered performances without excuses. That is why respect followed him everywhere. Records will one day be broken. Trophies will eventually gather dust. But legacy lives in emotions, and Lionel Messi's legacy is already written in hearts across the world. He is not just remembered for what he achieved, but for how he achieved it. Today, Lionel Messi is no longer just an athlete. He is an emotion shared by millions, a reminder that greatness does not need arrogance, and success does not require noise. He proved that staying true to yourself is the greatest victory of all. And India will always remember the day it welcomed a legend, not just with cheers and cameras, but with honor and respect that will stand for generations. Because some stories are not meant to end. They are meant to be remembered, retold, and passed on, inspiring those who dare to dream just a little bigger. Because when a legend walks into a nation, he leaves behind more than memories. He leaves behind belief. Belief that greatness can be humble. Belief that hard work, when done quietly and honestly, can echo across continents. Messi's presence in India became a reminder that true impact is not measured by noise, but by how deeply it touches hearts. Long after the crowds fade and the cameras turn away, moments like these continue to live in conversations, in stories shared between generations. Parents will tell their children about the day they saw Lionel Messi with their own eyes. Young fans will grow up remembering how a global icon stood on their soil and made them feel seen. This visit was not about one match or one event. It was about connection. A connection between a man and millions who followed his journey through victories, heartbreaks, and redemption. It was proof that football is not just a game. It is a language spoken without words, understood by emotions. The statue standing tall is more than a tribute. It is a promise that excellence will always be recognized, no matter where it comes from. It reminds every young dreamer that the world is watching, and the dedication never goes unnoticed. Messi did not arrive as someone seeking praise. He arrived as someone who had already earned it. And India responded not with obsession, but with respect. Respect for a career built on discipline. Respect for a man who stayed true to himself in a world that constantly demands change. As time moves forward, this moment will take its place among the most iconic chapters of sporting history. Not because of glamour, but because of meaning. Because it showed that legends don't belong to one country. They belong to everyone who believes in dreams, patience, and perseverance. And somewhere, a child watching this moment will take their first step toward a dream of their own, inspired not by fame, but by values, inspired by the idea that greatness is earned slowly, honestly, and with heart. This is why the story of Lionel Messi in India does not end here. It continues in memories, in inspiration, and in the quiet determination of those who choose to dream bigger, work harder, and stay humble along the way. Because legends may walk away, but the emotions they leave behind remain forever.